when you cry, be sure to dry your eyes, 'cause better days are sure to come. And when you smile, be sure to smile wide, and don't let them know that they have won. And when you walk with pride, don't show the hurt inside, because the pain will soon be gone. And when you dream big, as big as the old.
Okay, good afternoon, fellow listeners. My name is Michael Ɔdadeɛ, and we are here live on Ɔdadeɛ Radio.
When you dream big, and when you laugh, be sure to laugh out loud, 'cause it will
So, wherever you are in the world, you're probably listening to us on the Zeno FM radio app or Ɔdadeɛ Radio app on YouTube and Facebook. We are probably streaming us live on YouTube and Facebook, and we would like for you to send your comments in any which way you can. Comment on our Facebook and our YouTube streams.
to help you carry on, and when the troubles come your way.
Also, feel free to send in your messages through WhatsApp and SMS 02000 92925 02000 92925.
When you dream, it might come true.
And we would love if you can give us a quick follow right on Facebook, Ɔdadeɛ Radio and Ɔdadeɛ Radio Ghana, and also on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, Ɔdadeɛ Radio. So this afternoon, I'm joined in here by some distinguished guests, and I can't wait for you guys to listen to them. Very, very brilliant people.
And when you laugh, be sure to laugh out loud, 'cause it will.
Coming up shortly, we have Personality Profile, who's going to be hosted by Ɔdadeɛ Ernest Owusu Afari, our former Global Vice President.
And it will help you feel okay. And when you pray for strength, to help you carry on, but when the troubles come your way. And when you dream.
So I'll be handing over to my senior, my boss, to take over from here.
When you dream, it might come true. When you dream big.
So thank you very much. Not Ɔdadeɛ, but I think Ɔdadeɛ by association, Michael Ɔdadeɛ, behind the console. Listeners, a very good evening to you. This is Ɔdadeɛ Dr. Ernest Owusu Afari, bringing you this edition of Ɔdadeɛ Personality Profile from the studios of Ɔdadeɛ Radio. Ɔdadeɛ Radio, powered by the 1981 Year Group. It is a project, a legacy project that was bequeathed to the Old Boys Association and the school by the 1981 Year Group. It is a studio that affords our students the opportunity to get their hands on live media production and training, sound engineering, video editing, and the like. So welcome once again to this edition of Ɔdadeɛ Personality Profile. And this is the program where we bring you inspiring journeys of notable Ɔdadeɛs as we connect the past, the present, and the future of our beloved Presbyterian Boys Secondary School. And this evening, I am particularly excited to welcome somebody, an Ɔdadeɛ whose journey truly reflects the Ɔdadeɛ spirit of discipline, service, and excellence. And he's none other than Ɔdadeɛ Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa, a former global president of the Presec Old Boys Association. He is a man of distinction with so much accomplishments under his wings that if I were to read a full CV or profile of our guest this evening will be here for quite some time. So please, permit me just to read an abridged profile of our guest for this evening's program, Dr. Kwaku Sowa. Dr. Kwaku Sowa is an economist by training. He has wide experience in lecturing, research, policy analysis, and consultancy. He holds degrees in economics with mathematics from the University of Ghana, Legon, an MA from Queen's University, I believe that's in Canada, and a PhD from the McMaster University, also in Canada. His research bias has been in the areas of monetary theory, economic policy management, and applied econometrics. For several years, he was a lecturer at the University of Ghana, Legon, and eventually became the head of Department of Economics between 1988 and 1992. Thereafter, he joined the Center for Policy Analysis in 1996 as a core research fellow and was engaged in policy research for a period of 10 years. Dr. Kwaku Sowa has served as an economic consultant to several international organizations, including the World Bank, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, the United States Agency for International Development, the Canadian International Development Agency, the British Department for International Development, amongst others. Ɔdadeɛ Dr. Kwaku Sowa has held several international lecturing and research positions at highly reputable foreign institutions, including, but not limited to, the Oxford University, the University of Warwick, the Overseas Development Institute, all in the UK. He was also a visiting scholar to the research department of the International Monetary Fund in 1994. In 1997, Kwaku Sowa became the first person to be awarded the Michael Bruno Visiting Fellowship to the World Bank for his research contributions in understanding inflation. Earlier on, his work on monetary control in Ghana won him the prestigious award of Best Academic Article awarded by the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences in 1991. Ɔdadeɛ Dr. Kwaku Sowa has published widely in academic journals and books, mostly in the areas of money and banking and economic policy management issues. Dr. Kwaku Sowa served in high decision-making positions under every government of our Fourth Republic. In 2002, he was appointed by President Kufuor as one of two experts on the newly established Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana. He served in this position until he voluntarily retired in 2014, making him the longest serving member of the MPC. In 2005, Ɔdadeɛ Dr. Kwaku Sowa was appointed Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and on reaching mandatory retirement, President Mills extended his appointment for another year. In 2013, Dr. Kwaku Sowa was appointed by President Mahama as the chairman of the National Pensions Regulatory Commission. In 2019, Dr. Kwaku Sowa was named by President Akufo-Addo as a member of the Presidential Fiscal Responsibility Advisory Council. Now in retirement, Dr. Kwaku Sowa currently serves as the Ghana Country Director for the International Growth Center, which is an affiliate of the London School of Economics. Listeners, please join me as we extend a very warm welcome to our distinguished personality for this evening's edition of Ɔdadeɛ Personality Profile, our former global president, Ɔdadeɛ Dr. Kwaku Sowa. Dr. Kwaku Sowa Akwaba, welcome to Ɔdadeɛ Radio Studios.
Thank you very much.
So we have a lot to get into this evening. There are many pre-seconds who know your name because your name was always on the airwaves. Anytime there was anything to do with inflation, with salary adjustments, with balance of payments, all those big things. We'll hear Dr. Kwaku Sowa. Many people didn't even know that you were a pre-second. Yes, especially the younger people. So today we are very happy to have you in our studio. We want to find out all about you. You have walked an interesting life journey up to this point, and we want you to take us along that journey.
It's been my pleasure.
So thank you so much for accepting to come into the studio this evening. Now, let us start from the very beginning. Doc, can you please share with us a little bit of your personal background, your family setting, the family setting into which you were born?
Okay.
And in fact, your primary education, and then how come of all the schools that you could have gone to, you chose to come to Presec? Thank you very much. Yeah.
It's great to be here, actually. My beginnings start from La. I was born in 1950, so sitting here now makes me about 75.
Wow.
I grew up at La, a place at La we usually call Ajiman Tebuse, which means Ajiman behind the pond. And grew up there as a young guy, just one of the guys, let me say. But I also happen to have grown up partly on a farm. Many people don't realize that at La we do have farms, just like you can have in the hinterland.
Right.
And my grandfather, who happened to be Chado, the one who's now the locality is named after him. This popular spreading locality near the
Bema Camp, yes.
Yeah, that's where our farms were. And I stayed there with my grandfather Chado, my maternal grandfather, for some time. That's before I went to school. I went to school a little late. I went to school in 1957, Labonde Primary, 7 years old at that time. Never saw anything like kindergarten or nursery or anything. I just went straight to class 1 at Labonde Primary School. After Labonde Primary, we sat for the common entrance to enter Salem.
Salem being a
Salem
secondary
being
school?
the Presbyterian Middle Boys Boarding School. And it is located usually, I think we have about 6 Salems.
A few of them,
yes,
including one on the mountain
yes,
range.
Yes, there are some on the mountain.
Yeah.
There is one at Osu, one at La,
Right.
and I think there's one at Adan, and then the Banana Hill also is a kind of Salem. So, yeah, but you normally, after primary school, we sat for a common entrance.
Yes.
And those who qualify are those who go into the middle boarding school.
Right.
So I was in the boarding school at Salem, a very strict, disciplined place, more like a military.
It's also a Presbyterian
It's a Presbyterian
institution.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. So I was there and sat for the common entrance again. The first time I was selected for Wesley Grammar, I declined. I decided no, I wanted to, go to one of those big schools. And at that time, behind the common entrance form, the names of the big schools are usually in capital letters. And
What we call the A-list schools
Yes.
now. Yes.
So Presec was one of them.
Right.
So from 3, when I was choosing my schools again, I went for, let me take Presec, because I hadn't heard much about Presec at that time, except that I knew it must be a big school because it appears in capital. And so that is how I got Presec. I passed and got half government scholarship to be at Presec. And I entered Presec in
65, 66
1965.
academic year.
Academic year, yeah.
Wow. Now, Doc, this was Presec in Udumase,
Yeah.
where we had our giant
Ɔdadeɛ.
tree.
Yeah.
Okay, so many of us have heard about that legendary place from whence we came.
Yeah.
Please share with us what it was like to arrive on that campus in 1965-66. Was it very different from what our young people will experience now? Were there similarities? Do we have it easier these days? Or were things a little bit more cushy?
Oh, believe me, you have it much easier these days. much easier these days. My first sight of Presec Odumase, I must say, was very disheartening.
Why?
Oh, you have the building, some rickety building, leaning on its side as if about to fall. And it has a very small compound. The compound, in fact, with all the dormitories and everything, it's no more than a football field.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very small. Because a lot of things are outside of the main compound.
Right.
So for the main compound, you have the houses 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Did they have the same names? Like
no, they have one,
they had
two, house 1, house 2.
Okay, they didn't
house
have.
3 and
They were
4.
not named like
No, they were not
Kwanzaa
named.
House, Clark
Yeah.
House.
Yeah,
Right.
no, nothing like that. But then, in addition to the houses, the Form 1s stayed at a place we call Junior House,
Right.
which is a story building, the ground floor of a story building where the headmaster stays up, and the rest of
And the students were below.
The students were below. Yeah.
That must have been very good for discipline.
That is how the junior house was. Then, by Form 2 or Form 3, you are located to what we call extensions. There are 2 extensions, extension A and extension B. The extension A is more towards Omanya at a place near what we call Etua.
Right.
Yes.
Was it within walking distance though?
It's about a kilometer.
Okay. Walkable.
Walkable. It's walkable. You have to walk anyway.
You didn't have the choice.
The transport was not easy to come
Right.
by
Yeah.
in those days. Then the second one, which is extension B, is more towards Manyakouno. So it was more towards Manyakouno side, and it's kind of interesting because yes, we were staying in town, but still the discipline is applied.
Right. Did you have like house masters?
Not for the extension. You have teachers who may be responsible for the extensions.
Yeah, but they were not staying there.
But
with you.
no, they were not staying there. The
So how was discipline maintained?
over the seniors. The seniors were very strict with us. Some of them may be a bit too strict, but they were strict, and they had to be strict because the way a student closes from school, from class, and you have to walk that distance to where you have to sleep.
Yes.
You can imagine. But you do everything on the main compound. Things like classes.
Yes.
The dining hall is also one, just in the main compound. Then, of course, the dining hall was in the lower arena, what we call the lower arena. The compound at the Odumase was divided into 2 parts.
Right.
We have a lower arena and a higher, upper arena, what we
Right.
call upper arena. But there's something like a ridge which lifts the upper arena up, and the Ɔdadeɛ stands prominently on the upper arena.
Right.
Now, another thing that we didn't have much of in Odumase is labs, science labs.
Science labs.
Very, very, very minimal. very, very minimal science lab. The arts department, the same thing, very, very minimal. Then we never had anything like water closets at Odumase.
Right.
No, it's this old-fashioned latrines, which we usually call the doma.
Yes.
Then, yeah, that's about Odumase and Odumase life. But otherwise, everything is just contained within
that small campus, the central campus.
Yes. So for that reason, also it makes us get to know each other
very well.
Very well. Yes. The whole student population.
What is it? I was going to ask that. The population.
Maybe about 350.
That was it.
That's it.
Wow.
It's very small.
Now 1 year could just a single year could be 2,000.
I know. When I was chairman of the board here, I realized that things are really existing.
Wow.
But that's the life of Odumase.
Who was your headmaster at the time?
He's called Mr. Yike
Dacha.
Dacha.
The famous Dacha.
The same, the famous Dacha.
We have the Dacha, Engman, and one other. Krufio lectures.
Krufio was the first person that we met.
Right.
When we went to Form 1 in 1965, Reverend Krufio was the headmaster.
Okay.
But then just about I think it's by the third term of that year, Krufio left, and Mr. Caesar, who was then the assistant headmaster, acted for a short time before we got Mr. Dacha.
Right.
Then coming.
Okay. So what were the teaching facilities? What was a typical day like?
I think, even right then, with all those rickety buildings, with all the lack of lab reagents and so on, still Presec was performing high. And that, I think it was due to the dedication by the teachers.
Right.
The teachers were very dedicated. Not all of them were even graduates.
Really?
Yes. We had some of them who were from what we call, in those days we called them POSEC. So they were from POSEC, but they were dedicated.
Interesting.
They were very dedicated people. They devoted their time to teaching and teaching very well. But then also the students competed among themselves, which actually was the spurring agent.
Right.
It was that which spurred them on to higher ideals, because there's sort of competition between student people, sort of challenging each other by, memorizing things, cramming things.
Yes.
Somebody cramming maybe the whole of the Acts of the Apostles.
Wow.
For it's just
we had 5-year groups. We had 5 classes.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
At that time, we didn't have a 6th form.
No, there was no 6th form. There was no 6th form at Presec. For those years that I was there, there was no 6th form.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But the Form 1 to 5, the Form 5 people, they were very strict disciplinarians. And Presec really maintained that Presbyterian discipline.
Okay.
Of course, that doesn't mean there were no escapades. There were, and
boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. Yes, boys will be boys.
Yeah.
There were escapades here and there.
Yeah.
I remember when we were in extension. I think the 2nd or 3rd year, we're in extension B, and our senior in charge of extension B, he was called Benkwe. I think he became a lawyer later.
Right.
But he was so strict that some of the students decided to
teach him a lesson.
Yes. Teach him a little bit. So they went for this. There's this thing. It's like the seeds from a particular plant. We call it a pian. And they went for it. They
Sprinkled it.
spread it on his bed sheet.
Oh.
And when it gets on your skin, it itches.
Oh dear.
So in the night, the guy came, he landed, and then he started scratching himself. He woke the whole of the extension. We never slept
Oh dear.
because he could not sleep. Nobody slept that day.
And did you find out the culprits?
No, nobody. We knew those who did it, but nobody who dared to say those who did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So at that time, how did the selection of subjects, evolve? How did you decide whether to become an art student or a science student?
I think basically much of it is the choice.
What were you preparing for, like GCE O levels?
O level.
Right.
We're preparing for O level, and by Form 3, you got to make up your mind whether you want to go into science or whether you want to go into arts. Certainly, it will all depend upon your performance. Although you may wish to do something, for instance, if you want to do science and your chemistry is bad, your general science chemistry is bad, there's no reason for you to go into science.
Yeah.
Or if your mathematics is not good, there's no reason to move into that.
So you decided to pursue, because I think eventually you did economics with mathematics.
Yeah.
So your math was good.
Yeah. I actually was.
Yeah.
Actually, for the O level, I was a pure science student.
Right.
Yes, I did physics, chemistry, maths, art, maths.
Wow. Those fearful
biology.
subjects.
Yes,
Yes.
I was pure science student.
Wow.
It's after my O level, but even though I was a pure science student, I was also somebody who was interested in English literature. Because by Form 3, I was writing plays already.
Right.
Which were being staged in the school. My classmates were fantastic.
In fact, we heard that you are no mean a playwright.
Yeah,
yourself.
I
we will come to that. So, can you share with us how the Presbyterian discipline, even at that young age, and Christian doctrine, how it shaped your personal values, even at that young age?
Tremendously. I grew up in a Christian home. So, yes, going to church is a ritual, sort of. But the discipline that comes with a Presbyterian training is the one that actually has spurred me on even up to now.
Right.
And I must say it started with Salem. Salem is just a microcosm of what you find at Precept. Because the discipline is there, the seniors were strict. You don't really need a teacher to come and supervise the student. The seniors are there to do that. So that discipline was there. Punctuality was something that they insisted on. Cleanliness is something that was insisted on. You've got to make your beds. You have to have the discipline to keep plots or cleaning places that have been
beds and all those.
All that helps in building.
If you infringed school rules, what the typical punishments that you could incur?
At
Odumase, yes.
At Odumase, it's usually, it depends on the kind of influence and then who is offering this thing. If you are lucky and it is just a minor thing, a senior will discipline you by, either some are very wicked,
excessively
so
strict.
They will lash you. But some are very kind. They will just But the typical punishment that one normally receive will be writing of lines.
Writing of lines.
Yes, writing of lines and so on. And if you and normally writing of lines is usually offered more as a punishment for group. So a senior comes in to supervise your evening studies.
You are making noise.
And you are making noise. The whole class.
Everybody should write 200 lines.
Exactly. Okay. They give you the lines. Sometimes it's more than 200. Actually, it's so much that you got to join about 2 pens in order to be writing on 2 lines at the same time. So it's it's really, really
excellent. So listeners, we are listening to none other than our former global president, Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa, also former board chairman of PRESEC, and he is sharing with us the story of his life. We have been talking about his entry into PRESEC. The interesting thing is that Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa was among those who started at PRESEC Udumase and ended up at PRESEC Legon. So he was there for that transition. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa will tell us what the atmosphere was like when they knew that the time to move from Udumase to Legon was close. Was there excitement? Was there apprehension? Or were you so used to Odumasi that you just wanted to stay there? You didn't want to move from there. So listeners, we are taking a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes. Please stay with us.
Ɔdadeɛ Radio. Like us on Facebook at Ɔdadeɛ Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Ɔdadeɛ Radio. You can WhatsApp or call us on 0200 092925.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love.
Say no to single-use plastic bags. They are destroying our environment. Water bodies contribute to most of the rubbish in open spaces and gutters, contributing to floods. Fish and livestock are ingesting plastics, which poses danger to our health. Plastics take ages to decompose and are harmful to the environment. Be responsible. Join eco-conscious citizens in supporting International Plastic Bag Free Day and say no to plastic bags. Use a basket, jute bag, or other biodegradable bags on 3rd July and every other day.
Ɔdadeɛ Health Matters is a radio program designed to address various health-related issues as we go through our daily lives. As the saying goes, do take care of your body. It is the only place you have to live. Join us and our team of Ɔdadeɛ medical professionals as we address various health matters that affect you and the people you care about. My name is Dr. Samuel Nyama. I will be your host on Ɔdadeɛ Health Matters, along with my co-host, Dr. Awuni, live on Ɔdadeɛ Radio Online, this and every Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. Do join us.
Stop existing and start living.
So welcome back to Ɔdadeɛ Personality Profile, a program where we host notable students, past students of PRESEC. We bring you inspiring journeys of notable Ɔdadeɛs as we connect the past, the present, and the future of PRESEC. Tonight we have in the studio none other than Ɔdadeɛ Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa. He's not only a renowned economist and public servant, but he's also a proud Ɔdadeɛ who once walked the corridors of Presec. And for the students who are listening, he sang the same hymns that many of you listening have been singing in school. Today, when you mention Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa anywhere in the corridors of power, not only in Ghana but internationally, his contributions are magnificent. So we are lucky to have him in the studio with us. He has been sharing with us his time from the time he was young until he got into Presec. He's given us an idea of life on Presec campus in Odumase, where our famous giant Ɔdadeɛ tree stood. Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa was there when the transition took place, the great movement, the great migration from Odumase Krobo to Legon. This is your host, Ɔdadeɛ Ernest Owusu Afare, in the studio with our guest. So, Doc, how did you find out that Presec was going to move from Odumase to Legon? How was the news broken to you? What was the feeling? What was there excitement? And then how did the actual migration take place?
Actually, a lot of us, virtually the whole school knew about the new site. Because, in fact, we used to refer to this place as Mile 9, because it's about 9 miles from Accra.
Accra Central.
Accra Central to this side. So if you heard any student of those days talking about Mile 9, they were referring to this new site.
Right.
Then I think was it 68?
68 was when the move took place.
Yes.
During the long vac.
During the long vac.
Right.
During the long vac, we were told that we wouldn't be reporting at Odumase again. It was exciting. It was exciting. And in fact, for those of us particularly who coming from Accra,
right,
it has shortened our journey.
I can imagine.
It was also one of the advantages that we had. But then we got on campus, and then the buildings, it was
fantastic.
It was fantastic
compared to the rickety structures at Odumase.
Compared to the structures at Odumase, this was really, really first class at that time.
Wow.
And the most exciting structures, particularly the dining hall,
the octagon.
Yes, it was magnificent.
Wow.
And then the assembly hall was also, everything was exciting. And we have lots of space also, of course. If you have 350 people moving into this
huge campus,
you can imagine.
Did you have? I think you had 5 houses when
we had 5 houses.
5 houses.
Yes.
That would be Kwanzaa House, Clark House,
yes,
Engman, Akro, and Reese.
Yes. Yes, exactly. These were the 5 houses. Yes.
And then later on, before Laboni was added.
Exactly. So, we just shared among this. There was a lot of room.
So 350 people. Are you saying that each house had maybe about 70 people? That's all.
Oh yes, it's possible, because
that is the population in one dormitory now.
There was a lot of space. There was a lot of space.
Wow.
And the classrooms were there. The science labs.
The common rooms.
Yes.
Were not used for sleeping.
No. The common rooms were really common rooms.
Recreational areas.
Exactly. They were recreational areas. It was fun, actually.
If we tell the students of today, don't believe you.
Yeah, it was fun. It's not only the structures, I must say, but the proximity to Legon was also beneficial to us, because we had a lot of either postgraduates or even those who are lecturers there who wanted to do some
practical.
Yeah, I actually did.
Interesting.
I thought.
Yes.
here.
When you at Legon?
When I was doing my national service at Legon,
Yes.
I was teaching at Presec also.
Interesting.
I taught A-level economics here
Wow.
at that time.
Amazing. So
we benefited a
Uh-huh.
lot from the proximity
yes.
to Legon, and then the science labs and so on were all very well equipped.
Yes.
And the movement was really great for Presec.
Interesting.
Honestly. Yeah.
Interesting. So now let's go back to academics. So now you were in a beautiful setting with fantastic facilities. You were working chest out, as students of one of the biggest brand new campuses in Ghana. But you had to hit the books and justify your inclusion in this great setup.
Yeah.
So this is when you were deciding, to go 68. I think you were in about Form 3.
Form 3.
Yes.
I came to Form 4 here.
Here, okay.
Yes.
Okay, at that time.
68, 69 were in Form 4.
Right. Okay, then
And
69, 70,
were
Form 5, and then you wrapped up over here. So what were those 2 years on the brand new campus?
Oh, it was exciting.
Yeah.
It was exciting, and this is actually the place also, of course, that I developed further my love for mathematics.
Okay.
Because when we moved to Presec,
Yes.
Legon here, we were joined by Lomo Jones.
Okay. Who's that?
Lomo Jones was a retired headmaster, formerly of Laboni. He was a Laboni secondary school headmaster, but he's retired. He was retired then and was living somewhere around Medina side.
Right.
And so decided to teach again at Presec. So he came to teach physics and mathematics.
Interesting.
He was an excellent teacher.
I
I've
never heard
never met any teacher like
Mr.
Lomo Jones.
Lomo
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
Oh yeah, he was a great teacher.
And he helped you
He
develop
helped
that
us
love
to
of
really develop a
mathematics.
love in mathematics.
Right.
His style of teaching, the sequencing of logic
Yes.
and everything. No, you will fall in love with mathematics.
Right.
If you teaches you.
Okay. Before we move on with the academics, I also heard that you were quite the born-again Christian.
Yep.
And that you were quite instrumental in shaping the formation of the Scripture Union back then.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah. Like I said, I grew up in a Christian home.
Yes.
But then when I went to Presec, particularly Udumasi, my in those days we had this habit of a senior picks a junior as a protege.
Right.
Sort of. So you sort of work with the senior,
Yes.
you worship him and so on. And the one who picked me was called Okaimbe Queen.
The Queen.
Okaimbe Queen. Yeah, he is, I think he's the younger brother of Professor Ajibe Queen,
Right.
formerly of the University of Ghana.
Right.
And their father, of course, was Reverend Bequin.
Mhm.
So Okain Bequin was very, very, spiritual in his nature, and introduced me to the Scripture Union, and I just fell in love with that. And so when we came up to Legon here,
Yes.
I was still very active in it. By the time I was in Form 5, I was selected by the group
Yeah.
to be the president of the Scripture
Scripture
Union.
Union
Yeah.
on campus.
And it was quite interesting.
Okay.
Yes, those were some of the interesting
Are
things.
you able to remember one or two of your favorite teachers other than Lomo Jones that you have mentioned? Yeah, a couple of your favorite who really made a lasting impression on you throughout
Yeah.
your 5 years in Presec. Just one or two of them.
I think Reverend Beckham made a good impression on me because not he alone, he and then Mr. David Dankwa, the two of them reviewed some of my plays that I was writing.
The late David Dankwa.
Yes.
He, I think, passed away last year. I think.
Yeah.
That
He passed away,
Oh,
yes.
I see.
Yeah, he and Reverend Beckham, they reviewed two of my plays for me, and so I really thank them for
It's most unusual for a science student to have the kind of abilities that you could, creative writing skills that you had.
But it got me into trouble.
It did?
Yes, it got me into trouble when I got to A level. Yes.
Okay. All right. So now moving on, you obviously successfully went through your O levels.
Yes.
Now you're talking about A levels. When you came here to move to Legon, did the sixth form start?
No, it didn't start. It didn't start. I think it must have started maybe about 2 or 3 years after we've left here.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, like 73, 74.
73 must be, because I knew that those who were, when we were in Form 5, those who were in Form 1, they benefited from sixth form here.
Okay.
Yes, but
okay.
no,
So where did you do your A levels?
So I did my A level at Labone Secondary School.
I see. Labone had sixth form.
Labone had sixth
when
form.
we didn't. I hope they don't know. Interesting.
Yes.
So sixth form was also with the science subjects.
No, that is where then I fell into because by sixth form, I had decided to do mathematics, economics, and English.
Math, econs, English.
And English. And I was told that you can't do it because on the timetable, the time they are having the English,
it clashes
it clashes with the mathematics. So, but I decided no, that is the combination I want to do. So, I did it, and so virtually the English was more like I did it. Much of it is part-time, sort of, because I
studied on your own for that.
Yes. But I was lucky there was an American who was then teaching us English literature in the sixth form. And he... Do
you remember his name?
Yes, he's called Bradley.
Bradley.
Yes.
Bradley.
And I could go to him and he could explain whatever I wanted explained. He would do it all for me. But I didn't suffer for it also for the mathematics, because even though I was doing arts then, I was picking the maths prize for the sixth form because
so you had the aptitude.
I had the aptitude
for
mathematics.
For mathematics.
Yeah.
I see. So you then finished your A levels. You applied for Legon, University of Ghana.
I applied for so many things.
But you ended up in Legon.
I ended up in Legon.
Studying economics.
Studying economics.
So can you tell us what inspired you to settle on economics as your profession?
Okay, I must say I don't. That came later.
Oh, okay.
That came later because I think what was at the fore was the mathematics more,
even when you went to Legon.
Even when I went to Legon, the desire was. I actually at that same time was taking out tech for architecture.
Okay.
But I didn't go to the tech one. I decided I wanted to do mathematics and economics at Legon. Of course, that is also because I have run away already from the military academy.
Right.
I went to the military academy briefly and then ran away too.
That is very interesting. So in researching your background, I heard that you and one other classmate actually applied to join the Ghana military.
Yes, I was. That experience I cannot relate on this radio.
Okay, all right, maybe on another day. But I was quite taken aback. I said, Kwaku Sowa wanted to be a soldier.
Yeah, I did.
Interesting.
I did. So when I went to Legon, it was at Legon also that I got a call by tech for the architecture.
Yeah.
So I went to see Professor Fisher, who was then in charge of counseling.
Right.
Then he said, look, both are very good. Economics and mathematics is very good. Architecture is very good.
Yeah.
You choose. So I decided to stay at Legon and do economics and maths. And it went well. I really, the more you take economics higher, the more mathematical it becomes.
Okay.
And it makes it, for some of us, therefore, it makes it really a loving subject to want to do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So in Legon, it was a 4-year program.
It was a 3-year program.
It was a 3-year program,
Yeah.
and then you majored in.
I majored in
economics. In economics.
Although the mathematics department also invited me to come and
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So moving things along. After Legon, you delved even deeper
Yeah.
into higher levels of economics.
Yeah.
I think you're reading somewhere. I saw that they said econometrics and what things. Can you tell us a little bit about how that interest evolved and got stronger and deeper for you to go so deep into the subject?
Just like I said, as you move higher, economics becomes more interesting if you apply maths. The more is much of economics is what we call an optimization problem.
Right.
And where do you get the where do you get optimization problem solved? It's
From
usually
mathematics.
with mathematics. Calculus can do that for you easily, or vector algebra can simplify things for you, and so it's all loaded with mathematics and statistics.
Yeah.
At that time. Now, when so by the 3rd year, even though I was reading economics, most of my electives that I did were quantitative in nature. So I was doing econometrics, I was doing operations research, even the theory, economic theory, I was more applying mathematics more at that stage.
Okay.
And I took that on.
Okay. So now, what happened after your first degree?
After first degree,
Did you have to do national service then?
Yes, I did. I was asked to become a teaching assistant at Legon.
So the TAs are usually the best students.
So
They are the ones who are invited to become TAs.
But also at that time, I had been awarded a university scholarship to go for my graduate work. Except that we had a director of graduate studies at that time in the department who insisted that we should do it. We should do the graduate work in the department. And some of us wanted to travel at that time. We've already seen signs of hardship in the country.
Okay.
So you wanted to be out.
Yeah.
So I decided that, look, I'm not going to do that. From one of my areas is money and banking.
Yeah.
Let me go to work. So I went to work at Bank for Housing. Although interestingly, by the time we even finished Legon, I think in the 3rd term of the 3rd year, opportunities for work.
I hear those days the big institutions
Oh
will
yeah,
come,
Unilever,
and come and
Unilever
offer
had
you.
come already to interview us, and I was taken by Unilever.
What?
Yeah, the big institutions come to the campus. They organize aptitude tests and so on, and those who.
And you have your choice of which one you want to go to.
Well, then you get at this. So I was actually taken by Unilever, except that I wanted to do banking more. So I applied to Bank for Housing and Construction, and they took me on. So then I left for the Bank for Housing and Construction. I was there when the university called me that I should come and take my scholarship and go wherever I want to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I ended
So
up.
it was a scholarship. Was it a Ghana government
Ghana
scholarship?
government scholarship through the university.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so, where did you go with that scholarship?
I then decided to go to Canada Queen's University.
Right.
And that's where I did my first degree.
Okay.
By the first end of the first degree, I have a family.
Wait, is that second degree or first degree? Your first degree was at Legon?
Second degree.
So that was your second degree.
That's my second degree.
Okay.
Yes, that's
Queen.
master's.
Yeah. Queen
Yes,
Mary's.
at Queen's University.
Queen's University.
Yes.
Queen's University.
In Kingston, Canada.
Right.
It's actually very good
Okay.
university. It's
Yeah.
one of the top 3 in economics in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. So I decided to go to
Mm-hmm.
Queen's. Many people have heard of Lipsy because A-level we're all using Lipsy's book. And so
The textbook, the economics
yeah,
textbook.
Lipsy
Yes.
was at Queen's.
Right.
Yeah. And other great economists were
Oh.
there. So from Queen's,
Mhm.
then I got my master's in 1 year. Then after that, I decided that initially I thought I would be coming back to work at the bank again.
Uh-huh.
But then I convinced things were hard in Ghana.
I can
getting
imagine.
hard.
Yes.
So
This
I
would be in
decided
the mid
it's
70s to
no,
late
this
70s.
was 1980.
Yeah. Late 70s,
Yeah.
1980. By 1980, things were tough.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I decided that look, I better move on, stay on, and
Yeah.
then do the PhD
Okay.
as well. So I hunted for schools that can give me, but I had a family also at that time.
Right.
And McMaster offered me really a generous
Package.
package.
Excellent.
So I decided to move.
Okay.
to
So
McMaster.
we noticed from your profile that your career has focused on some very technical aspects of economics, monetary theory, and policy, fiscal policy management, those kind of. Can you tell us a little bit about why you went very deep into that?
Yeah. Economics, when you say you are reading economics, there are certain things which are common to everybody reading economics, and that's what we call basically economic theory. And economic theory comprises of what we call microeconomics and macroeconomics. But aside from that, then you do specialization.
Yeah.
And in my case, for the specialization, I chose money and banking or monetary theory and econometrics. The econometrics, of course, continues with my earlier love for mathematics.
Yes.
In this and then money and banking. I've had a passion from about third year of Legon. I really had a passion already for money and banking.
But was it also because maybe you could see our economy here undergoing certain stresses and
No, not right. I
No?
would be lying if I said so. No, I think you see from the treatment of the basic economic theory, either whether you want your specialization, if you think that you have more ability
yeah.
for things on the macro side, then you choose electives like monetary theory,
Right.
international economics, and things like that. If your bias seems to be more on the micro side,
Yeah.
then you'll be choosing electives like labor economics or public finance and so on. Those are, that's the way that we decide.
Yeah.
But mostly it depends on the interest of the student.
Okay.
And in my case, I had a passion for
Okay. So we see from your profile, Doc, that eventually you became a very well-respected and much sought-after consultant to various international bodies and governments all over Africa and beyond. Can you tell us some of your experiences? What got you into this consulting? How did you become such a notable figure in the field that everybody wanted you to come and do something for them?
Yeah, I love research. let me just say that to begin with. I love research, so my being in academia was really very good for me. It allows me to do research, and of course, being an econometrician also, all I need to do, I need my data, and I need a problem to solve,
Right.
and apply the theory. So taking all those things, you want to investigate life and then see how things become. I remember when I came back from my training in Canada, that was in 1985, and I joined the University of Ghana as a lecturer. Things were bare because the whole country was dry.
Yeah.
There were no books in the library for you to do research, and everything was dry. So, but I knew from my studies outside that there were certain universities which were having what we call working papers. Working papers are just the next stage before you get it published.
Okay.
And these working papers normally can be distributed by some universities free. So what I did was I wrote to some of the universities, told them of the plight that we had at the department, and they decided to send us the working papers free.
Wow.
So I got the working papers. Those are the things that you need to prepare your literature, find out what others have done in the area,
Right.
and see how you can contribute to knowledge in that particular area. And that is how I started doing research, by seeing what contribution I can make to knowledge.
Yeah.
And as it went on, there was one day I was at Legon, where just about 4 lecturers in those days at the whole department. And everybody goes to town to hustle for one thing or the
Yeah, I
other.
can imagine.
Then I was there. I had a visitor. I was told that there was somebody looking for me. The guy came in. He's a much younger person. He must be of an Indian origin. And then he came. We had a chat, and then he said, "Oh, is there any work at all that people are doing here?" And so on. So I told him that, "Oh, I have this research that I've just written on." When I came, there was the foreign exchange auction, which started in 1986.
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, I have this thing I have written on the foreign exchange auction, using econometrics and game theory to try and forecast what happens at the auction." So he said I should, if I can, give him a copy. So I gave him a copy to go and read.
Yeah.
Then, following day, he came back. Then we started arguing on it. He would go to the board, draw some curves, and listen. Then I would go and rub off some parts of the curve that he had drawn. And we went on like that, and then he departed. About 3 weeks after that, I had an, what do you call it, email. Those days there were no email. I had an email.
The blue envelope.
Exactly. I had an email, and it turned out that he was the director of the development economics section at Warwick University.
Wow.
And he was hunting for somebody to do some consultancy for the World Bank. So through this interaction with me,
and you not knowing that you were in the presence
I didn't know
of such an influential.
No. But when he sent the invitation, he sent the invitation that I should come to Warwick. So I went to Warwick. And at Warwick, then there was a conference apparently.
Yeah.
And then he introduced me to the World Bank. And the World Bank told me what they wanted me to do for Ghana in terms of research. That's how my consultancy with the World Bank started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So will you call this serendipity or providence or?
Give it any name. I benefited.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how my and one thing with consultancy is that if you do a good job with
Yes.
one, it rolls
It
to
gives
another.
more
Then
work.
others get to know you, and then you get more and more consultancy coming.
Interesting. So you lectured at even Oxford University. Yeah, you at Warwick.
Okay. I lectured. I researched at Oxford, but
okay.
I lectured at
Warwick.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As well as Overseas Development Institute.
Yes.
And then, in fact, let me just even skip a whole lot of the achievements. But in 1991, we find out that you had done some work on monetary control in Ghana, which won you the Ghana Academy of Arts and Science Best Academic Article Award in 1991.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. Right before independence, up to independence, on the eve of independence, the Bank of Ghana was established. And since then, we've had autonomy in terms of our control of our money stock. And the way and manner in which we've controlled the money stock has gone through several stages. Some have moved with the literature worldwide on how monetary control is changing, but others also have been forced on us because of programs that we went into with the IMF and the World Bank. So that particular research first documents what are some of the things which influences our monetary control in Ghana, then also goes on using econometric techniques to try and analyze whether we can best, how we can best manage our money stock in order not to create inflationary pressures in Ghana.
Okay. Doc, I have to be careful not to lead my listeners into areas that myself I am struggling to keep up with it. So let's move on to safer ground. Now, I need to ask this question. You served under governments of different persuasions, political ideologies and persuasions in this country. How were you able to maintain your relevance across the kinds of transitions that we experience? Because what we know is that when the government comes, they say all the old people go home. That's what we typically see. But you, every government that comes, ni Kwaku Sowa, they say you stay and continue working.
Yeah, I think basically it's being professional.
Right.
You have to be professional and not dabble in politics.
Right.
That I think is a simple answer. And it doesn't mean that I haven't had challenges.
Okay.
Oh, I have, believe me.
Sometimes you come under pressure.
Oh, yes, you do. You do come under pressure.
To color your work in a certain way.
You do come under pressure, and you should be confident enough to tell the person that this is the way that your profession tells you that you should do it. If he wants another person to do it, he's free to get the person to do it.
Right.
But under your name, you will not soil your integrity just because of political expediency. Yes. And actually, we see politicians like this. They try us, but they know the truth, and some of them are willing to live with the truth like that. So the pressures will come, but you got to sail above it.
Wow. Doc, you have given us a lot of meat to chew on this evening. Listeners, we are listening to Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa, former global president of the Presec Old Boys Association, an astute economist of international repute. We have him in the studio today, and we are going to wring out every ounce of facts and history that we can get from Nikwa. So I think it will be a long time before we get him here again. So please stay with us. We are taking a quick break. We'll be back in a few minutes, and when we come back, we're going to ask Ni Kwaku Sowa to come back to Presec and tell us about his lifelong connection to this great school. How he has set an example of giving back to the school that's helped make him who he is today. So we are back in a few minutes. Don't touch the dial.
Dry your eyes, 'cause better days are sure to come. And when you smile, be sure to smile wide.
Ɔdadeɛ
Don't
Radio.
let them know
Like us
they
on
have
Facebook
won.
at Ɔdadeɛ Radio. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter
When
at
you
Ɔdadeɛ
walk,
Radio. You
walk
can
with
WhatsApp or
pride.
call us on
Don't show the hurt
0200
inside, because the pain will
092925.
soon be gone. And when you dream, dream big, as big as the ocean blue. When you dream, it might come true.
Hello, cherished listeners. I have good news for you all. If you are looking for the best flame grilled chicken in town, Marcelo's Restaurant is here to serve you right with spicy, tasty, healthy flame grilled chicken only at Marcelo's. You can locate our outlet at Accra Mall, West Hills Mall, Achimota Retail Center, and opening soon at Atomic Junction Mall. Call for your orders and deliveries on 030-2972-737.
What does the Bible say? And what sort of light does it throw on any life-related issue? John chapter 1 verse 5 states, "And the light shineth in darkness, and darkness comprehended it not." Light for Life is a Christian panel discussion program on all life-related issues and how the Bible helps us in its day-to-day application. Beloved, my name is Reverend Gordon Kwashi, and I invite you to join me and my guests on the Light for Life program on Ɔdadeɛ Radio Online this and every Sunday from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I trust that as we engage in this Light for Life program, we'll all be able to say to our God, "In thy light we shall see light." God richly bless you as you tune in.
I don't know what I would do without him. Whom shall I fear?
So listeners, you're welcome back to this edition of Ɔdadeɛ Personality Profile. We have in the studio with us none other than Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa, former global president of Presec Old Boys Association. We have heard a wonderful and interesting story, very fascinating, about his childhood, his entry into Presec, how he got into University of Ghana, Legon, his interest in the fields of economics and mathematics, how he pursued those interests further. It took him abroad to Canada, to Europe. He worked with several international institutions, and we are bringing this story back home to Ghana and to Presec, to be precise. Now, before we ask Doctor to come in again, I believe one or two of your classmates from 1965 who went to Form 1 with you in 1965 have called in and submitted some thoughts on you. So let's see what they have to say. I think they may disclose your nickname, and we will find out whether indeed Ni Kwaku Sowa was one of the good boys or bad boys from back in the day. So I think, first of all, we have Ɔdadeɛ Nathan Yemo of 1970 year group, a classmate of Ni Kwaku Sowa. Ɔdadeɛ Nathan, what do we have to say, please?
At school, he was a regular guy, nothing pretentious. He loved school activities, what we call PE those days. But for the life of me, I cannot recall any activity he excelled in. I can say with no hesitation that he was rubbish at football. He was the pastoral kind of student, and he became the Scripture Union president and treating his or his colleagues to lead a straight and a narrow life and not fall into temptations. We all loved his genial manner. After Presec, he went to Labone Secondary School and I to Winneba Secondary. But we were in touch during school holidays. After he introduced me to the game of Chinese checkers, we would spend many countless nights playing this game and not even worry how late it was. We even applied to join the military academy at the same time, around 1973, if I recall right. Unfortunately, we both didn't join, and fate dealt us different cards. He proceeded to the University of Ghana, whilst I joined my father's company as manager. Around 1976, I left to the UK, and he subsequently left to study in Canada. He called on me anytime he was in the UK, and whenever I also visited Ghana, we spent joyful times together. By his many academic laurels and various career appointments, I'll say without a shadow of doubt that Dr. Sowa is indeed a gentleman and a scholar. No airs and pretentiousness, but faith firmly grounded terra firma. A man of goodness and charity he's always been. His many charitable acts attest to his love of humanity and the fear of God. A true gem. On this glorious occasion, I wish you, Dr. Sowa, all the best and many more laurels in the years to come. Thank you.
So, listeners, we heard from one of Ɔdadeɛ ni Kwaku Sowa's classmates. Ɔdadeɛ, that was Ɔdadeɛ Nathan Yemo of the 1970 year group, chipping in a few gems. First of all, Ni Kwaku Sowa was rubbish at football. He couldn't play football to save his life. So he went and brought some intellectual game that nobody knew how to play apart from him, called Chinese checkers. And he became champion at Chinese checkers. We also hear that he actually tried to join the military for some reason which he says he will not disclose, at least not today. He couldn't make it into the Ghana military. So I think actually that may be for the good fortune of Ghana, because eventually he helped to rescue our economy. Nathan Yemo says that Ni Kwaku Sowa, and I think everybody will agree with him here, that Ni Kwaku Sowa is a gentleman and a scholar. He's a man of goodness and charity. And Nathan, I think you have summarized the man's qualities perfectly. So thank you so much, Ɔdadeɛ Nathan Yemo. We hope to have you yourself in the studio one of these days so that we can hear your story. So listeners, we come back to our former global president and board chair of Presec, Ɔdadeɛ Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa. Doc, now we have to bring closure to your academic and professional story. Otherwise, we'll not close this program today. We want you to tell us about your deep love of Presec, your abiding connection to Presec, the fact that you came to this school 1965 and we are here in 2025 and you are still here trying to push Presec along. Why do you love Presec so much?
Presec has always been on my heart. I think it's an institution that has made me who I am, and I've never forgotten that. So when I came back in '85, I think about 2 years later, I was asked by the school to give the speech day address, and I quickly obliged, gave that address. But I was attending old boys meetings in those days at YMCA and other venues, and I forged very close relationship with Dr. Uday, Ambassador Bankwa, and the rest. And we tried to really make the Old Boys Association stand.
Bring it back to life.
Yes, bring it back to life. It turned out that their year group at that time was the most active. I think it was the 1952-53 year group.
Right. And
they were really very active and did all they can to help the Old Boys Association to stand.
Yeah.
I was with them for a long time, and then at some point, I was appointed a global president for the Old Boys Association.
Yeah.
For which I served, I think, about 2 terms.
Yes.
Then soon after that, I was elected also to chair the board. And I did that also for about 2 terms.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So we know that you operated without the benefit of the kind of social media and all these WhatsApp groups and easy ways to connect, that we have these days. How difficult was it to bring pre-secans together, to mobilize pre-secans and to, to urge them to join you in giving back to the school?
It was very difficult.
Yeah.
It was very, very, very difficult. At that time, the only thing that we had for bringing Old Boys together was a commemorative day.
Yeah.
Which was instituted by this 1952 year group that I'm talking about. So that was the only one which was bringing students together, and it wasn't enough. So when I became the president, what I did was to institute what we call the presidential dinner, where we would have something like a soiree.
Yeah, we had some grand dinner dances.
Yeah,
I remember.
That's in front of the assembly hall.
Yes.
We'll have drinks. You have to get your own drinks, but the food was free because and this we had to do it ourselves. The executive would have to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
I was quite lucky to get some very active people, good support from very active people. Dr. Edufo,
the late
Dr. Edufo was my vice president at that time. Then I had people like Niboy and others, Sami Jamfi and so on, were all helping. In fact, they really did help. So we
I think it's generally agreed that in your time as global president, the Old Boys Association actually came to life.
Yeah.
It did come to life.
Yeah.
And looking back now, because I later followed somewhat in your footsteps as a global vice president, and I used to ask myself, how did these people manage without WhatsApp, Facebook, and all those tools that we have at our disposal now?
Yeah.
But I remember we used to organize some of these events, and we'll come and we'll have a jolly good time, meet our mates, connect.
Yeah. In fact, and you were an executive, so you should know there is a very high sense of apathy among old present boys. So these kind of things that I see now really are a massive improvement.
Right.
The studio and everything that has been done to bring old boys together to a certain particular forum, a meeting point sort of, is very good. Okay. And I congratulate all those executives who followed us for what they have done, because it was not an easy matter bringing Presec old boys together to help celebrate the school.
Okay. So I think you agree. It goes without saying that you encourage all alumni of Presec. We have old boys and girls.
They should be part
that they should put their shoulder to the wheel and contribute their quota. But can you speak particularly to the young ones, the students now in Presec, and those young alumni, the younger Ɔdadeɛs, those who are in university and or freshly graduated, you know, how can they leverage the Ɔdadeɛ network for personal development and growth?
Well, I think there's a lot that can be done. One, but it depends on the school also, because the Ɔdadeɛ should be there as resource persons.
Right.
But the school should be the organizer of those resource persons to become active in the current affairs of the school. So I heard an advert whilst we were on air about something happening on health.
Yeah.
Ideal. Something like that should be a rallying point,
right,
for old boys to help the school and the student body of today. But apart from that, there can be, if for instance the school needs help in terms of certain academic things, there should be old boys available who can help.
Yes.
Who can help, either in terms of recruitment or either in terms of a guest lecture, and either in terms of career advice. What can be done? Is this subject okay for me? Is this combination okay for me? What can be done for that? I think maybe in the proper chat with the school, the old boys can set up something like a counseling unit.
Yes.
Also,
actually now they do have a director for mentorship.
Yeah.
You know, who I believe is charged with setting up these channels for
that would be nice
communication.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's a position on the Global Executive Council now.
Okay.
So I think it speaks to exactly what you are saying. So as we bring this discussion to a close, I just want to when you came to move to Legon, which house were you in? Well, you look like a very sharp guy, very well behaved, prim and proper, everything. So I'm going to guess you were in Clark House like me.
No, I think first when we came, before the houses were even named, we stayed in our normal houses, which is house. I was in house 3 at Odumasi.
Okay.
We stayed here.
So you came here to house 3.
Sorry.
So when you came here, you were in house
3 initially,
which was later named Engman House.
Engman House.
Right.
Yes, and in fact, actually, what they did also was to ensure that the seniors were spread along the different houses.
Right.
So that you don't have a concentration of seniors only in one place. And
redistributed.
It work out well, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. What was your favorite food in the dining hall? Red.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish asking the question before the man said red. What about the food that you didn't like at all?
It's yam and groundnut soup.
Yam and groundnut soup.
Which
it didn't go down well with you.
No, it didn't go down well.
In your time, did they have this sauce called gasso?
Oh, there's gasso there. Yeah, there was gasso there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you involve yourself in social life, as in entertainment activities, or were you part of any clubs? Okay.
And, writing and directing plays, no.
That is involvement. That is social.
That's,
in fact, that's even more challenging.
Yes,
you know, to sit down. What actually inspired you to take pen and, you know?
No, you just sometimes you just get the inspiration.
Wow.
Yes, that there's a, you know, I like reading. That's one thing. I like reading, so you just get ideas here and there, and then you get the opportunity to compose. But then when I studied later on, particularly literature and so on, it got me interested more in literary work. I love literature.
Yeah.
So not only Shakespeare, but you know, Cervantes. I like. I read some awkward books.
Okay.
Yeah. I like John Milton, William Wordsworth.
Oh, wow.
And so on.
Okay. What about African literature?
African literature, I love them. I love them. I love the writings of. There is a particular scientist, a Nigerian scientist. He writes very well. I think it's Ileki Amadi.
Okay.
Yes, I love him. He wrote Concubine. And
and he's also a scientist.
He's a scientist,
but an author.
Yes, but actually we have a precinct boy like that. An old boy. He's a medical doctor, but he's very good in literature.
Right.
And has written poems, a lot of poems.
And published?
Yes. Professor Usono.
Oh, Prof Usono,
yes.
our own Prof Usono.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
He's an accomplished writer.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, we will be bringing him also into the studio one of these days. What was your favorite hymn? You probably had a lot of favorites, but which one in particular did you love?
Actually, the one I love is not so much of a hymn as an anthem.
Okay.
Cry out and shout.
Cry out and shout.
Cry out and shout. Down inhabitant of Zion.
Okay.
Then that's when you see Mr. Ayiton displaying really well. It's marvelous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you share a word of advice and inspiration to our students on campus at the moment? They live in very turbulent times, and many times when we interact with them, sometimes they come across as, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, by the academic challenges, but also the complexity of today's world. What can you share with them that would maybe calm them and inspire them?
As a student, your first job, primary job, is study. And in search of knowledge, there are no limits. Read as much as you can. And it shouldn't be just textbooks. You should read storybooks, but read current affairs also. Intelligence is not knowing mathematics only, knowing science only. Intelligence must be broad-minded. You should have a broad-mind attitude towards the world. But you must also have discipline. Discipline is very crucial if you really want to move ahead in life. If you don't have that kind of discipline, you don't. Sometimes discipline, at the time it is occurring, it seems a little bit harsh.
Right.
But later on, of course, the Bible tells us that at the time of disciplining anybody, you don't like it. But later on,
you see the value.
You see the value come to you. And I think that should be the way that a student should interpret the Presbyterian training.
Right.
You must have that discipline, right. And that discipline should be the one which also guides you in terms of your studies.
Okay.
I remember when I was chairman of the board over here, there was a case where staff was wondering whether students should be asked to weed or no, because some parents have kicked against it. No, that's part of discipline. That weeding, that cleaning, that everything is part of discipline. It sharpens you in terms of even your studies. So those are the kind of words that I would leave for.
Okay. Now, I believe another of your classmates has also put in a word. Michael, who do you have?
We have message from Ɔdadeɛ Patrick Na.
Ɔdadeɛ Patrick Nakole.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's one of
Nakole.
your
Yeah.
one of your
Nakole,
mates.
yes,
Okay, please go.
Dr. Kwaku was my classmate from 1 to from 5 in Presec. Leadership comes to Kwaku just like that. It's part of him, trusting him on him by God, I should say. He was the one who influenced a lot of us in the class or in the year group. He influenced us in such a way that the school authorities recognized that we were a different class of students. So they rewarded us with a dinner just before we left school. And before that, we went on the cruise. Well, cruise is not the word. We went on an excursion through the Central Region, Western Region, Ashanti Region, and back to the Greater Accra region. Now, somebody like Kwaku could have been our senior prefect easily, only that the other guy too was equally qualified. Now, Kwaku influenced a lot of us through the Scripture Union. And in Form 5, he was the president of the union. And I tell you, Kwaku pulled a lot of students to the Scripture Union just by being himself, gentle, fair, and always smiling. Kwaku, I would say, had no guy name like other students who felt good with guy names. He was just a gentleman, and that's about it. Now, what else can I say about Kwaku? Well, just a gentleman of good behavior.
So, listeners, we just heard from Ɔdadeɛ Patrick Nakole, classmate of our studio guest this evening, Dr. Kwaku. He says Kwaku could have been SP, but there was somebody who was equally good, and therefore he didn't get the SP position. But in Form 5, Kwaku was president of the Scripture Union. He is described Kwaku as being gentle, being fair, always smiling. Unfortunately, listeners, we couldn't get a guy name for Kwaku. Either that or they don't want to disclose it. But Ɔdadeɛ Patrick Nakole, thank you so much. You say Kwaku was just the perfect gentleman, and anybody who knows Kwaku will agree with you. So we are coming to the tail end of our conversation with our former global president, Dr. Kwaku, this evening, and I want us to end on matters of faith. You have described your beginnings in the or in the Christian faith. Particularly, I don't know whether you were of the Presbyterian denomination, but you seem to have a deep appreciation for Presbyterian discipline. Can you share with us, to what extent your faith has been a core guiding principle, shaping your life's journey? Everybody describes you as being somebody who works hard, who is humble, always ready to serve, but also deeply committed to your Christian faith. So I would like you to speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, easily. In economics, we have something we usually rely on in terms of demand and supply. We usually say that the market is determined by an invisible hand. And for me, that invisible hand is God. I think my faith in God is what has brought me this far. It's moved me effortlessly in certain directions, yes, I've seen hardship, I've seen difficulties and so on, but each time there is an opening which comes up, and I have not joked with it. You are right, I was raised in the Presbyterian way, and I still continue to be a Presbyterian. When I was at Legon, I served with the Methodist Presby Union of the Legon. When I came back as a lecturer, I started worshiping at the Legon Interdenominational Church, LIC. But then they weren't singing enough of Presby hymns. So I found myself moving to Shiashi Presby, which is a smaller Presby, but they were singing at least Presby hymns more.
Right.
So that is how far it is. And I think God has blessed me tremendously in many ways, and I think I can only thank God for where I am.
Wonderful. So, listeners, we've just been listening to Dr. Kwaku Sowa thanking his Maker, his God, for bringing him this far. I believe you have one more classmate.
Yes, from Ɔdadeɛ Afari Danso.
Ɔdadeɛ Afari Danso.
Yes.
Please, let's hear what he has to say.
Okay.
My name Afari Danso. I have known Dr. Kwaku Sowa or Kwaku since the 1965-66 academic year, when we were admitted to the Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, Odumase Krobo. We stayed at Odumase Krobo for 3 years as students till the school transferred to Mile 9, Legon. Now, I do not, and I did not recall that Kwaku would ever be described as a stubborn boy. There were category of boys who were known in the junior class as stubborn boys. Kwaku was not. Now, instead he took his studies seriously. Why do I say that? He revealed himself at Mile 9, although a science student, to be a playwright. And I recall vividly that I was part of that cast. We demonstrated this, we staged that drama at the old assembly hall at Pesek or at Mile 9. He won a prize therefore for this at the first speech and prize giving day. We would meet later after Pesek at the University of Ghana, Legon. He being a lecturer at the Department of Economics, and I being a staff of the Health Services Department. He took up the lectureship at a time when it was not at all attractive to be a lecturer in this country. Human resources had left to seek greener pastures elsewhere, and therefore he carried the load of lectureship as well as being a head of department of the Department of Economics. Now, when it comes to his role in Old Boys Association, you cannot beat Kwaku. He was not only an executive member, but he later became the president of the Old Boys Association, carrying a huge load, but consolidating whatever gains had been made over the years and bringing in pragmatic ideas that had seen the association carried through till today. At the national level, Kwaku used economic knowledge to serve on boards at the highest level. I'm not sure that he has ever been honored at the level of Pesek nor at the national level. If there is any award to be given, Dr. Kwaku Sowa mostly deserves it. Thank you very much.
Listeners, that was a very profound submission from Ɔdadeɛ Afare Danso of the 1970 year group, a classmate of our guest this evening, Dr. Kwaku Sowa. In fact, I am really touched by this last submission. Ɔdadeɛ Afare Danso makes the point that he does not believe that Dr. Kwaku Sowa has been sufficiently honored for his contributions to the nation and to our school in particular. I am going to forward this submission to the powers that be for it to be redressed. Listeners, we are coming to the end of our program this evening. We have been honored to have with us somebody of great international repute and great accomplishment. As we wrap up, I want to take our guest, Dr. Kwaku Sowa, back through the archives of his memory to reach out to 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 people who really have been instrumental in his life journey one way or another. Now, I know that usually people don't like to do this because you might forget to mention somebody and then you get into trouble. But at the risk of not mentioning some names, please, I invite you to just reach out to people who may not even be with us, but who you may want to express some appreciation to, be they former teachers or classmates or family members, anybody that you think you wish to acknowledge at this point.
First and foremost, I think I have to thank my family. I thank God, of course. Right. Then I have to thank my family for the support I've received from my family, both my nuclear family, right, my wife and my children, as well as my extended family, my parents and my siblings. Right. They've helped a lot in making me who I am. Along the line, I've had quite a number of people influencing my life one way or the other. Some of them I've actually managed to thank them before they pass on, right, and I was happy about that. My class 1 teacher, Mrs. Acheman, I struggled to find where she is, and later I managed to find where she is. I honored her before she passed on. I did the same for some of my middle school teachers that I saw them and then honored them before they passed on also. The Presec, we as a group have done that a lot to our teachers, a lot. Right. I remember the whole year group, our year group, we took 9 of the former teachers and then honored them, gave them flat screen TVs, and they say in those days that was quite something by the year group, and I thank my classmates for having us do that. Then at the university, I've had quite a number of mentors. I know some of them don't even know that they were my mentors, but I can remember people like Professor Odum from the mathematics department. I can remember Dr. Mason from the mathematics department, Dr. Ebin from economics, and so on. In life, I think I have a mentor who is a Presbyterian. except that he's very rich and I'm not very rich. I think Warren Buffett happens to be somebody I admire a lot. If you know Warren Buffett,
Yes.
he was raised as a Presbyterian, also like me.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Yes.
Yes.
And in 2011, he was 2011, he was the richest man in the world.
Wow.
Decided to give a lot of
most of his wealth, billions, is given away
to this thing. He's my biggest mentor, I think.
Wonderful.
So that is it. I thank everybody who has been part of my life.
Well, listeners, on behalf of PRESEC, and indeed on behalf of our dear nation, Ghana, I also want to say a very big thank you to our studio guest this evening, Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa, for your selfless service to PRESEC, to Ghana, and to the global community. So we have had a wonderful and enriching conversation with Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa this evening. We've heard his fond memories of his days in PRESEC, his remarkable academic and professional journey, his reflections on leadership and service. And he has reminded us this evening that the Ɔdadeɛ spirit is about excellence with humility, achievement with purpose. We've learned not only about Ni Kwaku Sowa's contributions to economics and leadership, but also about, the things that make him smile, relax, and stay grounded. And that balance in itself is a lesson to all of us. That he has taught us that success is not only about hard work, but it's also about staying true to who you are, enjoying life, and giving back to others. And to our students who may be listening tonight, please remember that Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa was once a small boy, walking in your shoes, wearing the PRESEC uniform, facing the same exams and singing the same hymns that you are singing today. And if he could rise to become an economist of international standing, so can you, in whichever path that you choose. And to our younger alumni, this evening's conversation, let it inspire you to carry the Ɔdadeɛ spirit into your careers, your families, and your communities. On behalf of Ɔdadeɛ Radio and the Ɔdadeɛ family, we say a very big thank you to you, Dr. Ni Kwaku Sowa, for sharing your journey, your wisdom, your humor, and enriching us with detailed picture of life in PRESEC, in Odumase, and in Legon. May God bless you, and may you continue to bless PRESEC, our alma mater. So listeners, we thank you for staying with us until our next edition of Ɔdadeɛ Personality Profile. This has been your host, Ɔdadeɛ Ernest Owusu Afare. My guy name is Dibango. I was supported in the studio by Mr. Michael Adade, Mr. Bismarck Ajete, and one gentleman who never mentioned his name, Robert Gate. Gate? Okay, Robert for short. So thank you very much, gentlemen. We thank you so much, and until we meet again on the next edition, please stay well. God be with us all. Thank you and goodbye.
And when you walk with pride, don't show the hurt inside, because the pain will soon be gone. And when you dream big, as big as the ocean blue. 'Cause when you dream, it might come true. When you dream big. And when you laugh, be sure to laugh out loud, 'cause it will carry all your cares away.